everybody. Welcome back to the Mike and the Rock podcast. Today we have a special guest. Our guest is DeWalt. We also have another special guest, but I have to summon him first, and in order to do that, I have to say Gopnik 3 times in rapid succession. Gopnik, Gopnik, Gopnik.
The Gopnik has arrived.
Da. Привет.
This is the individual that we have spoke of several times, because we brought up the Ukraine thing, and we say that he knows everything about, like, the Eastern European countries and stuff. So, yeah.
Also known as the Soviet bloc.
The former Soviet bloc.
Also, it's true. I have met the Mothman.
Yes, he
As
has
I
also
say
met
this,
the
I have
Mothman.
Also, as I said that, I have my little M&M-shaped Mothman plushie in hand.
Nice.
As any listeners may know, he is a well-traveled individual, varied in his craft. But anyway, yeah, we still don't have an official intro for this. Ad-libbed intro. What the fuck do we do here again? I've been playing Elden Ring for like a week straight.
Yeah, we should also introduce DeWalt.
Oh yeah,
is
DeWalt.
some guy.
Yeah, he's some guy.
He's a guy part of the server.
I'm some guy that they picked up for a D&D group, and I've sort of just been here in the back corner ever since. I know a lot about guns. I know a lot about guns, that's it.
He gels with us pretty well. DeWalt does.
Yeah.
He meshes quite well with us.
Yeah, he's like one of the boys.
He's also a power drill.
He is.
And or a reciprocating saw, table saw. Good brand.
A gun that's made from DeWalt parts, too. We don't talk about that, though.
It's an impact wrench.
An impact wrench, yes. So,
But yes, our week has been filled with mostly Elden Ring. Weeks, actually, since the game came out.
at least me and Michael.
I don't play. I like my sanity, very limited as it is. I've been occupied with work.
In fact, those of you watching the video may notice that the background of the video is literally Elden Ring. My character sitting in front of a church in the Volcano Manor, the Snake Church. I hate this place. By the way, there's a Godskin noble in there. I killed him with a fucking laser beam. So yeah.
Nice.
Cause fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I hate those guys.
But yes, most of me and Rocky's time, our time has been consumed by Miyazaki's creation, which a lot of people lauded as a masterpiece. It's 10 out of 10s across the board and all that, which isn't surprising. That tends to happen with a lot of Dark Souls games and all that. But yeah, Elden Ring is fucking great. And I'm doing a high strength build, big heavy armor dude. And honestly, a lot of people have been making the Breath of the Wild comparisons, but for me, it honestly feels a lot more like Shadow of the Colossus, and I fucking love that. So I'm a big fan of that.
Bro, I had a cursed thought. So they're gonna be comparing Elden Ring to Dark Souls. Is Elden Ring the new Dark Souls of Dark Souls?
Honestly, on that, Elden Ring, of course, lives up to the hardest balls reputation that the Dark Souls series has had ever since its inception. But I don't know, like it hits definitely fucking hard, but it's also very cheap sometimes.
Yeah, it really is.
Crucible Knights.
I'm currently playing literally my D&D character from my Revenant game, and I just never leveled up her vigor at all. I started as an astrologer with 9 vigor. I'm now level 130 something, and I still have 9 vigor. You know why? Because vigor makes no difference. You're gonna get either 1 or 2 shot anyway, so why the fuck even try? Opaline bubble tier and cerulean hidden tier and laser beam your way through the game. That's what I'm doing.
Speaking of that, there was a patch like a couple days ago, 2 days ago or something, and it has changed one of my strategies I started using a couple days ago, which is summon Mimic tier and wreck the bosses. But sadly, they have made the Mimic tier near useless now, which is something FromSoft does a lot when it comes to nerfing things, which is why I was so distraught by these changes. because it's like the mimic tier used to heal itself with Estus, which whatever, that's gone. I don't really mind that much. But they also made the AI really fucking stupid now.
I've never used the mimic tier because it's completely useless for me. Like, I have 300 health most of the time. I don't even have enough vigor to use it, first off. But whenever I fought my mimic inside of, like, Nokron, I summoned Omen Killer, like, Rollo, and he killed him. He killed her in, like a second. He ran up to her, breathed fire on her, hit her once with the giant maces, dead. Like, instant
Damn,
kill, man.
bro.
Yeah. Totally got fucking wrecked, bro. That would have happened to me, too.
Annihilated.
But yeah, the reason why I bring up like how those changes kind of made me upset was because FromSoft is kind of like Blizzard when it comes to balancing. It's like if something is really powerful, they, instead of like buffing other things to make it kind of on par with that, or at least buffing the bosses or something, they instead choose to buff the nerf it into the fucking ground.
Yeah, they nerf it till it's no longer viable.
They didn't nerf magic.
Michael brings that up, and that just made me think of I don't do like Overwatch or anything like that. So the only thing I can think of that I can say for a fact that that's what Blizzard does. I'm a big StarCraft 2 player, you know. I don't do it professionally. I don't do like the whole like Korean style sitting there pounding the keyboard. That's Roger's avenue. But like the most classic strategy for the Protoss, the legendary Cannon Rush, has been nerfed. Something that's been in it since like the late 90s. That's been nerfed. That's no longer viable.
Wait, was this a recent thing?
Yeah, like the recent like balance patch.
Why the fuck would they nerf it? Like, and if it's been in the game for fucking ever, why the hell would they nerf it now? What the fuck?
It's Blizzard.
Yeah, good fucking point. Blizzard's full of fucking like morons at this point.
Blizzard is full of fucking idiots.
Yeah, I really wouldn't doubt if Blizzard like went under in the next few years and got. Well, it was already bought by fucking Bethesda. Well, not Bethesda, Microsoft, wasn't it?
Yeah, it got bought by Microsoft.
They might go better. I don't know. I doubt it, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of sad how we have to hope for a monopoly to straighten out a corrupt fucking business.
Yeah, really.
It's very sad.
Damn.
Yeah.
I will say though, so far this year, Elden Ring is by far my game of the year. Like, fucking hell, dude. It is goddamn phenomenal. It is beautiful. It is addictive as fuck. I have over 100 and something hours in it already, and it's only been out like maybe a week or two. I didn't even get it at launch. I have a problem.
You're the most level character in our friend group, and I think
I out-level Roger.
Yeah, you out-level Roger, who's had it since day one.
Yeah.
What level are you?
Let me see. I can check literally right now. I am level 139.
Damn,
now,
I'm like 113, I think.
I know there are people that are ahead of me. Obviously, people who, like, bum rush the game and go, and grind and shit. But like, I'm going through like trying to complete all the shit, like do all the caves and all that shit. But
I'm still trying to find caves. Like, it's the game is very. One thing I will praise this game into the fucking ground for is the lack of like any of the modern open world bullshit. Like everything's just marked on the map. It's like, hey, you need to go here to find something interesting. No, you just roam around the world and you find that shit naturally without a mini map in the fucking corner that you have to stare at because the game isn't really built around you exploring it naturally with your eyes. You usually have to look at that little mini map and say, oh, where are the enemies? Where are the enemies? There they are. I don't know. I've had a grudge against mini maps for a while, so that's probably just me.
One of the things I love about this game, like, and one of the things that's just like so fantastic to me, is the fact that the entire map, I believe, I don't know if it's loaded all at the same time, but if you see something usually on it, you can go to it. Like, pretty much the entire the Golden City, I don't know what the fuck it's called, Landell or whatever. Like, you start out when you first get there at the top of the city, and you look down, and it is this beautiful, like, fucking golden colored marble city. And you can explore pretty much the entire thing. Sure, you can't go in the buildings, but the thing is huge. Like hell, the city itself is probably bigger than like most of the levels in Dark Souls, and it's just one like 16th of the entire map of the game. Like this game is fucking ginormous.
Mm-hmm. It's like 16 Skyrims. Everyone loves to make the Skyrim comparison. I still remember the origin of that when I first heard it. Anyway, it was when everyone was ranting and raving about Far Cry 3, and I think it was an IGN reviewer who said it's like Skyrim with guns.
Oh my
And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, there's nothing
Anyways.
wrong with that. It's just fucking hilarious.
It's just honestly that's a stupid comparison.
It's not like Skyrim at all.
Anyway, I have no respect for like gaming journalists. So if you're a gaming journalist, find a different career. Nobody loves you.
Unless you're Jim Sterling. Or
It's
Stephanie
either that
Sterling.
or get better at your job. I'm the nicer
just
version
wanna-
of Jacob.
Get a new profession, bro. Yeah, you know what? I take that back. Go with, get better. Get actually good. I feel bad for saying that.
Well, I mean, honestly, games journalists, is there really even a point of their existence really anymore? Sure, there might be,
Not really.
but nothing that I can think of that's directly, like, important in any way. Maybe,
I
like, the
feel
ones that...
YouTubers,
Well, yeah.
like,
Well, that's
it
what
definitely took that over.
You'd have to
Yeah,
in a
consider them
sense.
games journalists, too, though, technically.
Honestly, you could say that about everything. There's sports
Pretty
people
much.
on YouTube. There's
That is right.
car journalists on YouTube. You can replace journalists with like fucking YouTube nowadays. Sure, it's not the
Yeah.
most reliable, and they don't have professional sources to fact check their shit. But the fact is, you can get a lot of stuff just on YouTube. Because a lot of people
Yeah.
trust a person and not a news outlet, usually.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
sometimes they
most
get
of the
it wrong.
time, the YouTubers give a better review than the fucking news outlet because they give their straight, honest fucking opinion because it's not biased.
Yeah, they don't get paid to do it. They get a free project, like a free like sample. Like, hey yo, what do you think about it? I'm like, they're pretty honest about it. So
Unless
Yeah.
they're embargoed, of course. Fuck embargoes.
like Sonic Boom.
Ugh. Sonic fucking Boom.
Boom.
Bet you didn't expect that.
No.
I feel like there's a lot of, not all. There's been a lot of like, that's. I don't know where I want to go with this, but like, that's a good sign a game is shit and they know it. When there's a review embargo,
Oh yeah.
like out right before release, is like, yep, this is bad.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
What review embargo?
No, Sonic Boom.
Uh-oh.
I think I get the
Dude.
gist of a review
That's a
embargo.
It's a shitty one of the shittier modern Sonic games.
Game was bad. Show was pretty good.
I know the show gave it some redemption, which is wild.
Yeah.
We're talking. We went from Elden Ring to Sonic, and you know what's funny? Fucking Sonic's getting an open world game next year, I think.
Nice.
Oh my fucking god.
Sonic,
honestly,
Kirby.
I have hope for it because one of the writers from the comics, and it's not the one everyone hates.
Ken
I don't know if
Penders?
Jacob knows who that is. Yeah,
Nope,
it's not
sure
Ken
don't.
Penders. It's not him. It's actually one of the respected writers, and I can't call his name off the top of my head, but a lot of people were happy to see his name on it. He
Hasn't-
seemed like a really nice guy from what I've seen. so.
Hasn't Ken Penders basically been like excommunicated from Sonic entirely?
He is the
Probably.
Martin Luther of the Sonic community.
I don't know
Let's
what that
put it
means.
like that.
What does that mean exactly?
It's the dude who
He
wrote
was
Lutheranism.
excommunicated.
I mean, I know that. Oh, so he was excommunicated in that regard. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That everyone has disowned him and hates him.
but like Martin
Except
Luther had a
Pender's not the good guy.
Martin Luther was kind of like the better half.
Yeah.
He pretty much like invented Protestantism.
Yep.
But then like the other dude was just like the guy we're talking about who wrote with Sonic. I don't remember his name now, but I'm pretty sure he was like a creep and a half,
Yeah.
like a disgusting humanoid.
Ken Penders?
Yeah. Kim
Yeah.
Peters.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff about him. I watched a few videos on him. But yeah, he was an all-around weird is the nicest way I can put it.
Yo, Kim Penders ain't gonna sue us for talking about it in the podcast, is he? Good fucking luck, Kim Penders.
We're not saying anything else. We're not saying anything new. We're basically just saying what everybody else has said about him.
Yeah, fair.
Are we not, Michael?
Pretty much.
So, if he sues us, he'll have to sue the entire Sonic community.
But if you do see this Kim Pender somehow in an alternate reality, this is a joke. This is in Minecraft, and we are not being serious at all. Please don't shoot us, Mr. Pender.
Fight me.
This is an Elden Ring Minecraft, yes.
But yeah, to wrap up the whole Elden Ring thing, going way back to that. Fucking good game, play it. But if it's kicking your ass at the start with Margit especially, just keep playing. Just run around, level up some more. And I hate this phrase, but it applies in this situation. Get good.
And if you're having trouble with Margit, go to Murkwater Cave. You'll have to fight an invader and a boss, but there's an NPC there that sells something, and it makes Margit way easier.
Yes.
If you don't kill him, he's a boss. You fight him. You can either kill him or let him live. If you let him live, well, you can buy the item. But if you kill him, I don't know what you get really, other than the satisfaction of killing him.
You should totally kill him though.
I didn't kill him, but it's because I didn't really, he never bothered me other than the 2 times where I tried to steal from him and he teleported me somewhere. So, oh, and by the way, at the beginning of the game, and this is a vital information, whenever you go down in the swamp into the Dragon Burnt Ruins, there are 2 basements. They both have chests in them. One of them has an item in it. The other one will send you to hell. Don't open the one that'll send you to hell.
Yeah.
How do you tell them apart, though?
You can't. That's the fun part.
I must have got lucky on my choice.
I kind of
Hey,
don't
it
want to tell them
happens
that. Listen, my wife has informed me that there is a difference, and there's a way to tell them apart. But I don't think I want to tell
Nice.
people that. I don't want to tell people how, because it's more fun if you find out the hard way.
Fuck around and find out, as I say.
Yeah.
Fuck around, find out, baby.
I'll just let you know. There's a hint. There's a movie out there made by Germa. That's the hint. You'll understand if you know what it is. You'll fucking understand. Nobody say anything about it, okay? You guys know. You guys know. Yeah, I'm being legit. That's how you tell them apart.
Okay.
No, but for real, you need to look for the bad dragon logo on it. To know you're gonna get fucked when you go there.
Anyway,
I didn't know that.
so since I know I'm not had anything to say because I don't like Dark Souls. I have anger problems, and if I play Dark Souls, I won't have a TV or a console anymore because I would drop kick them into oblivion.
This motherfucker has broken so many like handheld devices. Like, goddamn.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you do you, man. It's your devices.
I really shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
About
but
that shit.
It's hard
I
though.
I have.
Yeah, you've gotten better.
I've
Yeah,
better with it.
you've gotten significantly better. Yeah.
Oh, I actually need that barrel. Hold on. I'm in the middle of something too. Oh fuck! I needed that. Anyway. So everyone's excited about new releases. I got cucked. I got cucked super hard on my recent release.
Ooh.
I was super excited for the reboot of Advance Wars.
Oh yeah.
The Advance Wars Reboot Camp 1+2. I was actually super excited for it because there's not been a new Advance Wars since 2008.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Days of Ruin. A lot of people, I guess it's kind of a decisive title. It really changed, I wouldn't say it changed the formula. It changed the setting, tone, because it's normally, super upbeat and, super cool, super chill and just happy-go-lucky. Well, Days of Ruin was literally set during an apocalypse.
Ooh.
So, but yeah. I actually like Days of Ruin, really well. but due to the current political climate, Nintendo has deemed it inappropriate to the release, and I can understand that.
Well, wasn't the last time they released a game on 9/11?
It was the day before 9/11, wasn't it? Like on September 10th, but
it was September 10th.
Well, hang on a minute.
You can't really predict a terrorist attack.
How the fuck does that make any sense if the last Advance Wars came out in 2008?
No. That was the first one when it came out.
That was the first one, the first game.
Oh.
The last one come out in 2008.
Oh, okay.
Which so happened to be, I think. Actually, now I think about it, I'm pretty sure that was the Russian-Georgian War.
Oh no, those caves are cursed.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh well, what can you do?
It's kind of like you remember that whole Minky Momo thing, Rocky? Do you remember that name at all? From that
I do remember Minky Momo, but I don't remember the entire reason why it was important.
The series finale came out in Japan, and on that day, I think the largest earthquake to ever hit Japan on that day. And people were like, "Oh no, that was weird, wasn't it?" Then they re-aired the finale, and I think a tsunami hit in Japan. On the
same words.
Okay, there's some cursed shit going on with that.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why in Japan they seal like bad spirits and shit into rocks, because apparently they actually have a real problem with them over there.
Oh yeah.
Who knows what? I mean, who knows if they release Advanced Wars? I mean, there's a fucking 1,000-year-old fox spirit just released from a rock. Who knows what'll happen? You know, Mount Fuji could just fucking explode.
Oh, fuck.
Honestly, you know what they should do with their evil spirits now? They should put them in FromSoft games. That's probably what they've been doing to make them.
That is probably what they've been doing. Fuck, man, just let us throw ourselves at them.
SCP style in video games.
That's a genius idea, honestly.
It is.
God, motherfucker! You goddamn rat people! Get the fuck off my lawn!
Oh,
no
God.
offense to Germa fans out there.
God, context, God.
You get none. You receive nothing.
So right now, the background is actually showing, I believe it's Lindo. What's the name of that golden city, Michael? Is it Lindo?
I think so.
Yeah, the background of the podcast should be Lindell, and yeah, it is fucking gorgeous. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here for a
Elden
little
Ring
while.
looks like looks very, very nice.
I believe the lore behind this place is it's actually been under siege by one of the Elden Lords for a long fucking time.
Nice.
So yeah, damn, it's fucking pretty.
Oh man, since we're back on the topic of Elden Ring, when that game was in production, one of the big things I advertised was the fact that Mr. George R.R. Martin had a hand in it. And really the only thing he did was write a short story based around the lore of the game, and Miyazaki used that for some lore to put in his game as well.
Well,
that is?
I've heard recently
pretty much.
I've heard recently that he actually had more involvement with it than most people give him credit for. Like he wrote a large section of the lore to the game, like a lot of it.
Nice. That's really good to hear.
He gave consent to put the Game of Thrones sword in.
I'll be real, like, I mean, I'm sure that even without George R.R. Martin, this game would have been amazing. But I do kind of feel his involvement. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I can definitely feel it with the like a big thing in Martin's works is nobility and how screwed up it is. You know?
Yeah.
And you can definitely feel that in Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's certainly got that tinge to it. And I will say, like, I feel like it's kind of a dream team, honestly, the two of them together.
Oh, totally. You have the creativity of Miyazaki and the great writing of Martin. It's a dream. It's a dream team, really. But what I was gonna say, a lot of people were hoping when Elden Ring came out or was finished in production, like, yay! Now George can go back to Game of Thrones, Winds of Winter. But no, he said, nah, I ain't doing that.
So it's pretty much like Half-Life 3 now. It's not gonna happen.
It is forever in the ether of development hell.
Elden Ring sequel, woo! For real though, I don't know how they're gonna top this.
They should call it Lord of the Elden Rings.
Lord of the
The
Elden
sequel.
Rings, dude. Fuck! If fucking
I
like
would love that.
yes, Miyazaki and fucking George R. R. Martin making a Lord of the Rings game, or hell, anybody with George R. R. Martin, anybody.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
George
I would
Lucas
I would
and George
legitimately-
R. R. Martin.
What?
Oh, that'd be something. Legit. But I would love to see a Lord of the Rings Dark Souls style game. That would be hella cool. Like, I know we got the Assassin's Creed knockoffs. What do they call it? Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, and all that.
Yeah,
We got
Shadow of War,
those.
Shadow of Mordor's.
Yeah,
Those don't count.
Ooh,
we got
messages
those.
praise.
But I would just like something more because I don't know. I don't want to play as some nobody dude. And if I am, I want to play a hobbit or a dwarf. I don't want to play as
You
a
should-
ranger.
You should get like a choice on what you get to be. Honestly,
Yeah.
such a like the Lord of the Rings universe is so big and expansive.
Oh yeah.
They'll just limit it to be some kind of like a man who's possessed by an elf race. You know, that's cool. You know,
Yeah, it's cool.
But
It's
It's cool.
cool.
By Troy Baker.
were we supposed to talk about something else?
I don't know. That's all up to
Was
you.
that planned?
I don't
I
know.
think Elden Ring was the big placeholder.
Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring
pretty
is
much.
certainly the thing, you know.
Unless we want to talk about the current political climate.
I'd
War.
rather not actually.
Yeah, so
I'd rather not, since Jacob's here, that he's just gonna fucking take that and go. No,
but,
thanks
Yeah, I
to you,
have-
Jacob.
I know who the fuck you're talking to. I was just about to say that like I have this special power. I'm definitely getting up at my. I guess I'm approaching my twilight years already at like 27. Because
Bro,
every time I open my mouth, that like the young people are like, "God damn it, Grandpa, not again."
No, it's just I know you can get fucking political, especially about this particular one.
well, it's hard for anybody to not get political about it, honestly. Especially,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
what it involves and all that shit, how it's going. Yeah.
I'm probably going to make the only political statement on the podcast, and it's just going to be fuck Russia.
Yeah, fuck Russia.
Putin.
Yeah, fuck Russia.
Well, fuck
Fuck
Putin. Yeah, it's not Russia's
Putin.
fault.
Yeah, it's not Russia. They hate this too. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
it's a mixed bag, but like there's a lot of Russians right now who's ashamed to be Russian. So
Yes. Off of that, going back to Lord of the Rings for a little bit, that's actually what I've been listening to mostly when playing Elden Ring is Lord of the Rings lore videos. Yeah, it's a really nice contrast, honestly. But yeah, Lord of the Rings. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, there's an MMO for Lord of the Rings. I played it a little bit back in like 2019 before the dark times, and honestly, it was really nice. Like it shows its age in parts, and it is kind of pay to play at low levels. But the world is massive and really expansive, and it's really cool.
The Lord of the Rings MMO, you say?
Yeah, it's on Lord of the Rings Online. It's on Steam for free.
Oh. That'll be real.
Community's also really cool.
I knew. Aren't they making? Oh, right. They are making a new Lord of the Rings game, but it's about fucking Gollum. Ugh. Fantastic.
really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. It's just like it's like a fucking stealth game with Gollum or whatever.
Yeah.
Lame.
okay, yeah, it's kind of shit.
Fucking lame.
Yeah. Honestly, they should just make a modern rendition of the Lord of the Rings story, or even just The Hobbit. The Hobbit would be really cool. If you
Honestly?
just made that modern.
That actually, I want to be brutally honest. The first time I ever heard of The Hobbit was back in early 2000s. There was an Xbox game. And I'm talking about the original Xbox.
Ah, I know what you're talking about.
There was a game called The Hobbit, and I wasn't for sure if it was related to Lord of the Rings or not.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I don't think it was. It might have.
Nah, it was.
It was.
Was it? Pretty sure it was like
And the
The
reason
Hobbit.
I know that is because I owned the Game Boy Advance version of that game.
Wow.
And it went through the story of The Hobbit, not beat by beat. It's been like fucking 20 years. Not 20. I'd say about 15 years since I last played that game. But it was pretty beat by beat. The only thing I remember from it was fighting the spiders and Smaug. And the only thing that happens with Smaug is you walk in, talk to him, show dwarves, cue credits. As far as I can remember, but I haven't played that game in ages, so I'm probably way off base. But yeah, there have been some Lord of the Rings games, but I'd love a modern one that's just based off The Hobbit or the fucking Lord of the Rings. That'd be awesome too.
I would like a Battle for Middle Earth again.
Oh yeah.
Not to bring it back to Elden Ring,
God damn it.
but I'm doing it. For anybody that's new to the game, here's a little special hint for you. Something you should go do for a lot of runes. In Limgrave, the big ass bridge that leads you up to the castle. Go up there, go past and around the Stormveil Shack, go down and find your way to the thing with the giants on it. Cross that, and you should see this big ass circle on the ground. You go over to this circle, stand in the center of it, and enter inside of it, and you'll be instantly given 50,000 runes.
Well, dang, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Don't show me where that is.
I will. I'll show you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. What else could we talk about? We've covered pretty much a lot of Lord of the Rings for a little bit.
What about Lego Star Wars? Let's talk about that for a millisecond.
Is that a game or a movie?
Game.
Why don't they make a Lego Star Wars movie at this point?
They haven't, but they've done like TV specials.
Yeah, and they were all
which
great.
are actually really good.
Yeah, all the Lego shit's great. Like, it's amazing.
Anyway, so I think the Skywalker saga is set to release. It's this year, but like in June, I think.
Nice.
Anyway, and I'm actually really excited for it. It actually looks like it's going to be like the best Lego Star Wars game.
Yeah.
You were saying, Duo?
This is for like all Lego games in the past like few years, but I like the fact that instead of just having everybody be mute, they're actually giving the characters a voice.
Yeah, that's actually. Now, some people don't like that. Those are just like the old guard. They're all just grumpy. But I do like it. I feel like a good rendition I want to talk about is the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens game. That was it. They gave, even though a lot of people shit on that movie, that game was still really funny. And they did like really good work with the audio lines. Like one of my favorite like scenes is it was Snoke, Kylo Ren, and General Hux. As in when the Lego Star Wars rendition, General Hux comes in with the ice cream cone. Smacking Kylo Ren out of the way with his ice cream. It was really funny.
Dude, you know what I would pay fat, nasty stacks for if they would make it this day and age? A fucking Banjo and Kazooie style, like Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts style Lego Racers game.
Honestly, that's money.
I want that.
Money,
please, anyone, make this. Give it to me.
I feel like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts got a bad reputation.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. I loved it. I just wish it wasn't Banjo-Kazooie. Not that I really care that it was Banjo-Kazooie, because I didn't really care about Banjo-Kazooie. I think
it could have remained Banjo-Kazooie, honestly. But what hurt it so bad was that it was teased as like Banjo 3. And then it turned out to be Nuts and Bolts. It made everybody like salty.
I'm willing to bet. Like, granted, I guarantee you the reason why they're like, oh, I guess we don't make Banjo 3 because apparently nobody likes Banjo-Kazooie anymore since they hated this one. I guarantee you that's why.
I hate that.
Which
you know what reminds me of? An exact same situation happened in 2016 with a little game called Metroid Prime Federation Force. You remember that?
I remember Federation Force, yeah. Which
vaguely.
The thing is, like, that was a good game too, wasn't it? Like, on its own.
It was pretty decent.
Yeah, I've heard it was pretty great. Like, people just ragged on it because you weren't playing as Samus.
Yeah.
The problem is, it had been 8 years since the last Metroid Prime game. People were hyped for Prime 4's announcement. And I remember watching the stream with my brother. I remember this moment like clockwork. We were sitting there watching it. We saw Metroid Prime pop up. Our eyes grew wide. And we were like, oh! And then it showed Federation Force. And we went, oh. Because like we've been invested in the Metroid Prime franchise since we were fucking babies, basically. We love that franchise. And while I can't say Federation Force is bad, I've seen gameplay. It looks decent. It looks fun with friends or whatever. It just wasn't a good time. It should have just been Metroid Federation Force, not Metroid Prime Federation Force. I don't know. That would have made sales better, if you ask me. Or had less hurt feelings. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, I can't wait for Elden Ring kart racing.
It's coming.
That's right on the topic.
Oh yeah, speaking of kart racing.
Oh god.
The Mario Kart 8 just got into some new DLC. And I just so happened to play the first new circuit. One of the tracks is Cocoa Mountain.
Nice.
And it's beautiful, and I love it.
Isn't that the one with the giant Yoshi egg?
No, that's Yoshi's track. Cocoa Mountain is like literally like the mountain trail through the chocolate mountain.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's totally not a euphemism. It's literally made of chocolate.
Speaking of Elden Ring kart racing, that reminds me of that weird DLC that was with Breath of the Wild, where you get like a steampunk motorcycle. Honestly, that was very weird to me.
I like it
though.
though.
Imagining something like that in Elden Ring. It's really cool. Don't get me wrong. It just feels so weird in Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda has always been kind of weird, but what it includes. There was literally a game that was about trains. Spirit tracks.
Well, I mean,
you know,
is it really that strange considering there's literally giant like hexapod robots that shoot lasers at you?
Yes, this is also true.
It's just because it's a motorcycle is what weirds me out.
Yeah, I mean that's a little strange, but you know.
The process that you go to get it to is also fucking strange.
I'll tell you, like if there was a way to change your mount in fucking Elden Ring, I'd go get one of them giant ants. That'd be sick as fuck, dude.
Oh, that'd be
I feel like the giant ant would be slow as fuck, though.
I don't care if it's slow as fuck. If I can walk up walls.
Giant ant.
Also, yeah, giant ant, and it could attack. Another thing that would be really cool is if you get one of those fucking like one of those murder fucking Iron Maiden things. Like you cut the top off of it and you just ride around on it like a goddamn chariot.
Nice.
That'd be fucking amazing, dude. Please. That'd be so fucking sick. And it'd be easy to implement theoretically. You just take, you just summon it just like you do Torrent. You just get a different thing. Like for the Iron Maiden, it'd be like an Iron Maiden head or whatever, and like for the fucking ant, it'd be like an ant stinger.
Yeah,
or upgrades for Torrent would also be nice.
Yeah, upgrades for Torrent would be really, really nice because, good God, these later enemies are killing him in like 2 hits.
I'd just like to have like a speed upgrade or maybe a triple jump.
Oh yeah, speed would be nice. Just the fact that the giant bears can like nearly outrun you when you're on Torrent when you're galloping at full speed. Kind of scary.
One of those things is a mount too.
All right. Speaking of giant bears, bet you didn't think I'd have a segue for that. Total Warhammer 3. Kind of fucking disappointing.
Ooh.
Not gonna lie. Not as great as we all thought it was going to be. Main campaign's only fun one time.
Oh.
And everyone's like, nah, fuck it. I'm kind of disappointed because in the battle mode, you only have like the Forces of Chaos, all like the Chaos Demons, Chaos Undivided, Chaos Warriors, Ogre Kingdoms, which is a nice touch. Fat boys gotta represent the big fat boys. Kislev, Slavic time. That's always a good time. And Grand Cathay, ancient China, Kung Fu Panda time. And that's it. There's no other factions. At least not in, like, the battle mode. But I think they're playable in the campaign mode. But I don't want to fucking do that. So. But, like, why? Why not? Because Warhammer 2, I'm pretty sure uses, banks off the DLC of the first game to expand its roster. So I thought Warhammer 3 would do that, but apparently not. So, okay.
Who even makes those fucking games?
Creative Assembly, but they're owned. But I think it's owned by Sega now.
Sega.
We all make a lot of assumptions, and when we do that, we get disappointed real fast.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. That brings me into another topic. Sort of about Elden Ring. It's sort of, but it's mostly about gaming in general. There's this stigma on like going to Reddit of all places, r/gaming, where if you dare have hype for a game, they're like, dude, remember when Cyberpunk came out and it was shit? Don't get excited for things. I fucking hate that so much. It's like, just let people be happy.
I don't think judging Cyberpunk as using it as a metric of release is like not fair.
No, because that game clearly had some interpersonal problems. Yes, Steve?
To an extent, Cyberpunk was pressured to be released.
Yes.
Oh, it was crunched.
So,
Like hella crunched.
Yes, crunched it.
Because, like, I'll bring up one of my games that came out this past year, Dying Light 2. I was hyped for that release. I mean, sure, no game's perfect on release, and that game sure as hell was not fucking perfect because...
As we saw.
Oh,
that
no.
cutscene. That was great.
No, a motherfucker was a door in a cutscene, but that was
Nice.
fucking glorious.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
That's definitely one of those. It's more charming than it is like, oh, this game is bad. It's just one of those things one of those funny moments. It's you just enjoy because it's so off the wall.
But in the words of Todd Howard, it just works.
It just works.
Speaking of which, Starfield's. I saw something about Starfield recently. They're trying to hype that up. And
Oh yeah, well it comes out later this year in November, I'm pretty sure.
oh dang,
That's my next most anticipated game. Like I hope it's going to be good. I really do, and I plan on getting it at release. I know it's going to be buggy as hell because it's a fucking Bethesda title, but I don't care. I love space games and I love Bethesda titles. It's literally two of my favorite things.
I wonder if it's still going to be on the Skyrim engine.
I reckon it is on its own thing.
Nice.
If it is on the Creation Engine, it is on an incredibly beefed up version of the Creation Engine. Because you know those like trailers that they've been showing recently? Those are in-engine trailers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they finally pulled away from the Creation Engine.
I don't know if they did, which a lot of people really rag on the Creation Engine, but like, I mean, a lot of the time they take it as like, oh, they've been using this same engine since Morrowind, which yeah, technically, but it's not the same engine. It's like Unreal Engine 1 through fucking 5. You know what I mean? They're the same name, but they're not the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
You know what? That's still actually really impressive though.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Just like to be stay relevant as recently as it is, that's fucking amazing. Because the last Bethesda RPG that I played were probably I think it's the last one they released. Actually, I think Fallout 4. As far as running, it's pretty good. Actually,
Oh yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Boy.
But yeah.
Yeah. Creation engine.
That's actually kind of a rare like achievement actually to stay relevant that long.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Brain went blank. Anyway, honestly, the fact that the Fallout 4, actually it's Fallout 76, that was their last released game, I think. I was thinking Fallout 4 was the last one released that wasn't Skyrim.
Actually, Fallout 76 was released by a different studio.
Oh yeah, that was by
different
So
Bethesda.
it's kind of like
ZeniMax, I think.
No, it was by like the Bethesda team, but it wasn't by the main Bethesda team.
It was by their Team B, not their Team A.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's kind of like New Vegas then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, New Vegas was
New Vegas was made
Obsidian.
by a complete different fucking place.
Obsidian.
It was
Yeah.
made by
Obsidian. who was the original Fallout team.
Speaking of Obsidian, aren't they coming out with an RPG soon? Like a medieval one?
I think they are.
Is it called, what's it called? Unavowed or something like that? Some shit like that?
Yeah, it's based off the Pillars of Eternity universe.
Fucking sick! I can't wait to be a mage in that.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I hope it has utility spells.
Yeah.
Not enough games have utility spells, game developers. Put some fucking feather fall, some motherfucking like levitate, teleport, shit like that in there, man. We don't just need fire and lightning.
Teleport was the best fucking spell in Divinity 2.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
Sure, you couldn't teleport them over a goddamn hill and make them fall to their death, but who gives a shit? You can teleport them right into the middle of a big firewall thing or oil or whatever, you know?
Oh, yeah, it was so good. I would teleport enemies right in my big oil traps. It was so great, dude. But, yeah, Divinity 2 is awesome, too. Play that. When I was listening. But, speaking of Obsidian and Bethesda, there was a rumor, I don't know how substantiated this is, but there was a rumor that they were beginning to work on a new Vegas 2.
If that is true, I pray to God that
I've heard that too.
I pray to God that they use like a combination of like the good like Fallout New Vegas like lore and like maybe some gun mechanics from that, but then like the combat system from like fucking 4.
Oh yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
Here's what they should do. Bethesda handle the gunplay and gameplay, where Obsidian handles the writing and the RPG mechanics.
Well, honestly, these day and age, they shouldn't have much of an issue with gunplay these days. Like, if they fuck it up that bad, they deserve to fuck up, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, Fallout 4's gunplay was amazing. It was fantastic. Best part of the game.
Yeah.
It was the fucking story that sucked ass because it was so goddamn railroad.
It was boring.
Oh, yeah.
The story was boring as hell.
The story was boring as hell because I made it to like the goddamn institute and I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Why should I give a shit if you're my kid?
Son.
I'm your son. I proceeded to power fist his ass and his head exploded.
I don't care. Blam.
I then had to fight my way through about 200 synths.
Honestly, I never had to do that. I just turned around and left.
That's always an option too.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Fallout 4, Fallout 2. I just want another good Fallout game that has great RPG stuff in it, you know. Like Outer Worlds tried to be that, and it was good. But God, I don't know, man. Like my opinion of that game was through the fucking roof when it came out. And I was so excited for it, but then I played it, and it was great the first time around. Second time around, though, I realized, wow, there's not a lot in this game, is there?
Yeah, I think it's only good for like one playthrough.
Yeah, and it just kind of went low for me. I don't know.
Well, in life, there are some experiences like that. It's only good like one time, maybe two, but then you move on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not a good way to make games, but like you occasionally come across a game that you'll only like play once or twice, or you'll even at most play it like once every like 3 years, just to go back to re-experience it.
Yeah.
Because there's like nothing else. I feel like a game for me that's like that is Titanfall 2. That is like that's a beautiful experience. D-Walk can back me up on this.
I'm depressed now. You brought up Titanfall 2.
I mean,
they just, I think recently, was it this? It may have been a year or so ago. They like
sometime last year, some fucker DDoS the servers, and now nobody can fucking play online.
Yeah, they've discontinued like the online play.
Yeah, essentially nobody can play online now because one fuck made it so nobody can play. Or
just like what happened with Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah. That's fucking sad. Have they
do online now?
Have they finally fixed that?
Or is that still fucked?
I don't know. I haven't played it since we've been trying. That was a funny experience. it was what made it so weird is that me and John could play.
Yeah,
Me and
certain
John
people
could play,
but then
and then like
others couldn't.
when all of us tried to play, granted some of us were like from different like zones, like D-Walt's from New York, and then we had a guy named Cypress who's playing from Florida, trying to play with us, and then it was just like the server would just like shit itself violently.
That honestly shouldn't matter. It shouldn't really matter where you're from.
It shouldn't.
Like you shouldn't
it really
be like.
shouldn't, but apparently it does.
Well, whenever the servers are
just
DDoSed,
proceed. I think the servers are just fucked.
They were being DDoSed, I'm pretty sure. So
I think they was.
That day they were just not working. But like the fucking Titanfall 2 ones, they were fucked, and like they were fucked beyond repair. And since nobody pays attention to Titanfall 2 anymore,
Respawn
developers,
they just like, nah, there's no more servers.
Yeah. Honestly, like
sad but true.
Yeah, honestly, like it's a bad trend. Like, speaking of online games, one of my biggest fears for gaming is that it's going to lean heavily into the games as a service model, which basically every game is going to be online, even if it's single player.
No. God.
Like honestly, I can see that happening. Like EA is doing their best to push for that. And
no, it's not. No, it's not. Stadia is going under. No, it's not.
PS Now, for instance, it's got a lot of classic games on it, PS3 and PS2, I believe, that you have to pay a subscription for to use. It's basically a game streaming service. And it's really nice and convenient, but it's also really fucking dumb. Because let's say you really like that game. Let's say you play Infamous 2 or something like that. And you're like, oh, this game's really cool. I want to get it and own it physically. Problem is, though, good luck with that. Good luck getting a PlayStation 3, first of all, which isn't too hard, actually. But good luck getting Infamous 2 if you can, because when it comes to physical media, it's really easy to be scalped. Like, look at Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, for instance. Like, it's running like over $100 now, if you want to play that game. And Nintendo is really fucking bad with preserving their media. Like, a lot of people have been begging for years to put Paper Mario Thousand Year Door on Switch or something. And they're like, nah.
Honestly, it needs to. Well, Paper Mario's on there.
Paper Mario 1. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is not, though. Which a lot of people have been clamoring for.
Why not at this point, you know?
Yeah, why not do it?
You can get Super Paper Mario on the Wii U, on the part of the eShop, which next year will shut down.
Oh, is it next year or this year?
Yeah, it's next March, 2023. The Nintendo eShop for like the Wii U and the 3DS will shut down permanently. So
think of all of the lost media that's just gonna go into the ether when that happens. It's really sad. Like it's sad that we can't preserve our media any better than that. You know?
Well, okay. Now that you said that, here's a depressing fact: 75% of the silent movies that were made in the United States disintegrated due to poor storage.
Yep, and a fire that happened in I think in 1930 something. I can't
something
remember.
Like that. The film was like really flammable.
Yes.
So yeah.
Wasn't it produced on like sulfur film or something like that, or magnesium or something like that?
I think it may have been magnesium. I don't know for certain, but that shit was super flammable.
Yeah.
Now for like,
it's really tragic.
Now I know like there's a lot of people, especially modern days, because there's a lot of people don't watch silent movies. There's really not any point to, I guess. If you want to watch a movie, I've only ever watched one silent movie in my entire life. I watched Battleship Potemkin few years ago, and even the steps of Odessa, I can see a glimpse of it, and I know what it is. It's that iconic. I really do enjoy it. I love that's a super nice scene.
Speaking of which, Nosferatu is of course a classic silent horror film, but that film would have been lost forever if it hadn't been for a private collector who kept his reel. Which is amazing to me because that film is such a it's such a masterpiece of horror, and it's just so iconic these days. And plus, we wouldn't have had my favorite vampires, the Nosferatu.
Yeah, Michael likes Nosferatu.
Wasn't Nosferatu like? Wasn't there some sort of weird shit that happened with Nosferatu recently, or was it Dracula?
What are you referring to?
Like, there was like a Swedish fucking translation of it that was just literally a fan fiction or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I brought that up on the first podcast.
Yeah.
It was the Icelandic translation of Dracula, the original story by
Count Von Count.
Bram Stoker. It was a translation of that book, which was just a fan fiction version of the original Dracula story, but the people of Iceland never knew because that was the only translation of Dracula they had. It's
really
hilarious. Yes, that is amazing to me.
Honestly, it is.
It's so great. I've heard it's actually better than the original Dracula story. Just hilarious.
Wow. Fan fiction. The words fan fiction plus better than source. That shouldn't be possible.
Oh, I know.
That shouldn't be possible.
In theory, is it even called fan fiction at that point? I mean, that wasn't like at the time. Sure, it was called Dracula, but isn't it just a better story? You know, at that point about Dracula the vampire.
Honestly, yeah.
It's literally just a better story that shares the same name. It's not really. I wouldn't even call it fan fiction at that point, unless it really is, where it's like, oh no, Dracula now he's like Twilight and looking, he's out there instead of like murdering bitches, he's fucking bitches and murdering snitches.
Never say that again.
But you know what that reminds me?
Fucking bitches and murdering snitches.
No, never mention Twilight ever again.
Oh yeah.
This was a
Please.
Twilight-free zone, Rocky. You should know.
Hey, I'm in charge of this zone. I'm in charge of what's outlawed here.
We can leave.
I mean, yeah.
We can leave you here.
Technically, you can. I'll just end the podcast.
It just becomes The Rock, and it's just like Rocky's Rock, but it's got like a sad face driven on it.
I'm just playing Elden Ring the whole time.
I'm playing Elden Ring. How we got here.
I've been.
I made my friends mad by like mentioning every white mom's like fantasy.
I remember when those books came out, and I remember I was sitting in like fucking middle school science class.
The movies.
I remember when the books came out, and everybody was all like, "It's fucking vampires and werewolves."
Yeah. I remember the movies being super hype. We had to sit through like one of the Twilight movies and like fucking kill me. Just fucking end me.
I just slept.
Oh man, what was I talking? Oh yeah, I remember now. Going back to the whole fan fiction being better than the source, a lot of people point to the Revenge of the Sith novelization. It's not really a fan fiction; it's a novelization of the work. But a lot of people say that book is better than the original movie in terms of.
I've heard that too. I heard that too, and I would
really curious about it.
I kind of have to agree a little bit. I believe I've read this novelization.
There's a fucking fly in here, I swear to God. It's annoying the shit out of me.
But like, there's some like lore. I watch like, you can watch some people on YouTube who do like Star Wars to be like lore, and they'll a lot of times they'll mention the Lord, not the Lord of the Rings, the Revenge of the Sith novelization, and they'll talk about it. Revenge of Mordor, Return of Sauron, Return of the Hobbits.
But yeah, honestly, I know exactly what you're talking about because I watch a lot of those Star Wars tubers, and they always bring up the novelization whenever they reference something from Revenge of the Sith.
Honestly, I would like to read the original novelization for A New Hope like the original 1977 print of them, or like the like
Please,
early editions.
let's not get into a spiral of Star Wars. Please.
Too late. You went on for like an hour about Elden Ring.
Fair.
Dude, Elden Ring Star Wars.
What? This brings up another point. This brings up another fucking point. Why is there not an open world Star Wars RPG?
There was going to be before.
Thanks, EA.
Yeah, EA. But also, I think the one by David Productions, not David Productions, that's fucking JoJo. The one by David Cage and them. I think it was going to be open world.
Man, I don't want David Cage anywhere near a Star Wars game.
Yeah, it was his studio that was in charge of the new one that's supposed to be coming out, Star Wars Eclipse. But,
Yeah,
that's not panning out.
Oh,
well.
it's coming out to like the 2030s.
2026 and stuff like that. Because they don't have anyone to work on it. Weird enough. Like, why? You think Disney would pile all their money on that, but no. I just want that KOTOR remake. I hope it's good, but
Honestly,
I've heard that
Yeah.
some of the original designers have left it, which is worrying to me.
yeah, it doesn't bode well. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, but what else was I gonna talk about? I think it was vampire related. I don't know. Anyway, if you want good vampires, look up Nosferatus. They're awesome.
or like Masquerade. There we go.
nah, man.
Vampire Masquerade.
Look at Dracula from the Grim
Masquerade.
Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now that's a vampire right there.
It's a vampire
Oh,
out there. Dracula don't suck. He's great and lick.
I'm memeing.
Also, there's the
That's-
Christmas special with vampires. It's amazing.
I love the Christmas special. It's been many years since I've seen it, but like that was always a good. That was that was a good movie.
It really
I like the end of it. It's like there was the montage of everyone having Christmas. And then it was all like when they had like this 80s rock song, "What comes around goes around."
round and round. That's what it was by Rat, I believe.
All right, well, Michael knows.
It's great.
My question is, did that show launch Voltaire's career, or did Voltaire launch the show better? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You guys have listened to
I think-
Voltaire, right?
Oh yeah.
I
I've heard
listen to some of his songs. I don't listen to him religiously, but like there's some songs of Voltaire's that I like. I like the general like atmosphere that he generates.
Oh yeah, it's very theatric. I'll call it.
Gothic theatrical, it's basically what goth kids listen to. It's like if you're like exactly, that's exactly what it is.
But yeah, I've heard "When You're Evil" by him, and I used to listen to it when I was a fucking edgelord. So I should tell you something.
Back when Michael took the form of Shadow the Hedgehog.
No. Mike the Extreme Hog.
My,
Our friend here, the Mike has a character page on the Sonic Wiki.
yes, I
He
do.
made a bullshit like character way back in the day. He got someone was kind enough to draw him a picture for him.
Very nice lady, Sophie the Wolf. She's really fucking nice to have done that for me for free. But yeah,
We should-
Mike the Extreme Hog is a legend.
That is fucking hilarious. We need to throw a picture of that on screen.
Don't make me
Yeah.
edit. No.
I'll let Rocky do it.
Oh, god damn it. Hang on. We're right down where we are in the stream. Hour and 3 minutes. Mike the Extreme Hog.
Flashcard Mike the Extreme Hog on screen for 2 seconds.
This is behind the scenes. This is not only is this the main production, this is also the behind the scenes.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut the video off like right there. Don't make me edit. Don't make me edit in Mike the Extreme Hog, and it's gonna end. That's what the video will end.
Oh, it's the final thing about my amazing OC. the last comment ever posted in like 2015, I think, is just someone in all caps. What the hell is an extreme hog? And that I would love to have that on my wall because that is just amazing.
What the hell is an extreme hog?
That's what's going to be on Michael's tombstone. Like it's going to be like the 2080s, and it's going to be like looking at this like little like tombstone. This what the hell's an extreme hog? Michael, what the hell's an extreme hog? Peters.
Oh man. But yeah. Honestly, I kind of disowned Mike back in the day because I was going through my edgy phase. I was like, I only like serious things like The Last of Us.
Oh
Well, that went well.
man, they consider The Last of Us a serious thing.
Now you see, it's really cool because it's gritty. And it's got people killing each other, and a little girl dies, so...
And killing is
it's for
bad.
mature.
Don't forget, killing is bad.
Killing is bad, but we're gonna make you murder all these people, but you're the bad person for doing it.
We're also gonna make you murder dogs.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna guilt trip you by showing what the dogs were like before you murdered them.
Yeah.
What the? That sounds like an awful game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That sounds terrible.
One that's worse, Last of Us Part 2.
That's the one I was
exactly
actually.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's totally the one I was talking
That's
about.
the one
too.
I was referring to.
Yeah.
I don't
it
think
won
you.
Game of the Year.
Yeah, it won Game of the Year,
Oh
but people
shit,
fucking,
Ghost
you
of
know.
Tsushima should have won that, and we all fucking
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
I
Really?
like, but the thing with me is like people are like, when you like argue against it, like, no, you're homophobe or like whatever, and it's all like, dude,
Man, I don't give a shit about no
care.
lesbians.
Just right. I played the fucking game.
I don't want to kill a dog and then be all
Exactly.
like, hey, look, here's a dog. You murdered it 5 minutes ago. Do you feel bad now, huh? How was that Game of the
That's just
Year?
stupid writing.
We already know that you can
Even-
murder dogs.
Even if she was like a straight girl, they would still suck dick.
I'm not homophobic, I'm bad gamophobic.
I know.
I'm
If
not a
anything-
homophobe. I'm just not a fucking idiot.
Alright, so
It's like
here's the deal,
it's like
fuckers.
Minecraft story mode. Go in the
I
hole.
played Minecraft story mode just for shits and giggles to make every wrong choice.
Alright.
Pork chop, no.
I predicted that I can't wait to eat you and turn you into a pork chop, you little shit. At the end of the game, I was just like, oh, wait a second, guys, I gotta regen 6 hearts. And I was really hoping I had an option to eat him.
Dude, I played that game. You can play that game on Netflix. You can legit play, yes, you can play it on Netflix.
Why would you though?
And I played through the game up to like episode 4 or whatever. I didn't play the lost episode because I didn't care. But I beat that last episode. I got to the final moment where Pork Chop is dying, or the pig. I think his name's Pork Chop, but he's dying.
Yeah,
And
it's Ruben.
he was like, Ruben.
Oh, is
that's
it
his
Ruben?
name. Thank you, Ruben.
I thought it was pork chop. No, it's
Yeah, it's
Ruben.
Ruben.
He turns into a pork chop.
But I was gonna
My
say,
bad.
he was like
Does that
dying,
matter though?
and it was really sad. He was like,
Yeah, he's just like-
Ruben, and then he just pops into a pork chop, and it was the funniest thing.
Like emotional serious. No, pork chop.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
It'd be like in that scene of Revenge of the Sith. We're going back to Star Wars for a second. Where like Obi-Wan's like, I loved you, Anakin, and you just have C-3PO come by with pants on his head, just doing twerking in the background. It would kill whatever fucking tension you built up.
Alright.
Better isn't better. Like Obi-Wan's all like, Anakin, I loved you. You are my brother.
Alright.
And like C-3PO
Look.
comes up, you wanna? And he goes like, hey dude, you wanna grab a beer after this? Oh hell yeah, let's go. And it's walk.
We have have surpassed the hour mark, and because I don't like to edit things, we're near the end of the show, lads.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to edit a 2-hour video. I also don't want to have to remux a 2-hour video. Does anyone have any closing statements? For me, my closing statement is play Elden Ring. It's fantastic. If you like RPGs, you'll like Elden Ring. My wife wants me to say that you need to add other races to Elden Ring, like elves.
Nice. Yeah, let's go full on Lord of the Rings at that point. Lord of the Elden Rings, do it.
Yes.
Lord of the Elden Rings. Closing statement. Yeah, I'm going to close a statement. To all the viewers out there, I'm so glad that you got to this point. We've rambled on like old men this entire time. D-Walt has like suffered through all of this.
Yeah, D-Walt's the only Zoomer here, by the way.
Yeah, I was tempted to bring that up a couple of times, just so everybody knows, I'm the only Zoomer in this call.
He's
so
the only.
I am currently suffering.
He's the only Zoomer here. But anyway, to all the Zoomers, the millennials, the boomers, if you're here, I love you. Y'all be good to each other, or I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna smack you with my salami.
Oh, no.
Doctor's sausage.
Yeah, the sausage.
Doctor's sausage, specifically.
You're gonna smack him with Reuben.
Smack you with a fucking smack
The
you with a
Reuben.
pig named Reuben.
All right, what about you, Michael? Any closing statements?
Don't rob a bank.
But for me to close it off, just be nice to each other, play games, have fun, shoot the shit. Don't get in dumbass debates. Don't get into dumbass debates and all that. Just have fun, you know. Be good to each other.
D-Walt?
Don't
Be kind, rewind.
Don't pull a Putin.
Yeah, don't pull a Putin. Don't do
pull
that.
a Putin.
Don't pull Putin.
As for me again, if you're worried about a game, like if you're worried you won't like it, just go to Steam and use Steam specifically. Fuck Epic Game Store, no offense. Go in there, look at the reviews. If the reviews are good or even mixed to an extent, check them out. You know, the only way you're gonna know if you're gonna like it is if you buy it. But if you get it on Steam, just you don't fucking gel with it, just return it. That there you go.
Steam's got a pretty lenient return policy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Don't play it for 2 hours.
Nothing wrong with that.
And you should be fine.
But at any rate, this is the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you have actually watched this all the way through, may God have mercy on your soul. But thank you for watching. And, everybody say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Peace be with you.
You what?
Bye.
Goodbye.
There you go.